Faiziyev.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Javanshir Faiziyev, the member of Azerbaijan Parliament. I would like first of all to thank you for organizing this kind of discussions with the European Parliament and for the vitally important problems running in the region. And I would like to thank also speakers about detailed information about the region. And in my turn, I would like also to inform you briefly about the current situation around Serseng water reservoir. This reservoir, with overall capacity of 560 million cubic meters, was built in 1976 on Tartar River of Azerbaijan. It has been designed as one of the major sources of drinking water for more than 500 inhabitants living in Nagorno-Karabakh and regions around. The last technical service of reservoir had been carried out in 1993. The Serseng water reservoir is also an important source of water for irrigation. The population of the region used the canals from the reservoir for agriculture, which is the main income field of the region. The irrigation infrastructures have been destroyed during the military actions and remains unrepaired. The power plant built on the reservoir was supposed to supply energy for the region, and particularly 50% of total supply of the region was provided by Serseng hydroelectric power plant. The system was also used to prevent overflowing in the river, in Tartar River, which dangerously impacts the regions around. When flooding, a region with almost 800,000 people are in danger if the system is not properly managed. Due to current situation, Azerbaijan is not able to maintain and manage the Serseng reservoir. The lack of access to the system has a huge impact on the regions around. Since '93, we observed deficiency of water in summer when it's needed, and overflow in winters when soil gets enough rain. Flora and fauna of the region is extremely damaged. Desertification of agriculturally useful lands in the neighboring regions of occupied territories is significantly increased. Aging structures of the reservoir, lack of maintenance for many years increased also the technical risk. Any accident can cause a danger to the life of 500,000 inhabitants of Azerbaijan and destroy public, social infrastructure and private properties. The population is deprived by potable water. The water is brought from other regions, from long distance in cast iron tanks, which cost huge money, which is a humanitarian problem, especially for refugees and internally displaced people. The lack of communication between Armenia and Azerbaijan on this particular point very often results in unexpected water release from Serseng. Over-releasing water during peak rainfall of winter months without warnings makes flooding problems. We faced such incidents in 2011 and 2013. All of this showed that Serseng is used by Armenian military forces for a pressure on the population living at the front line. The current situation has been discussed in the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe in December 2016 and adopted a resolution 285, urging Armenia to the immediate withdrawal of Armenian armed forces from the region concerned, and in order to secure a global management of the use and upkeep of the Serseng water reservoir. The Assembly called on Armenian authorities to cease using water resources as an instrument of pressure and regarded such behavior as incompatible with the obligations and commitments of a country which is a full member of the Council of Europe. The Parliamentary Assembly also called on all sides to cooperate closely in management of the Serseng water reservoir. As you mentioned also, as such cooperation can constitute a confidence-building measure necessary for the solution of any conflicts. The negotiations on the peaceful solution of the conflict are conducted more than 20 years within the Minsk Group OSCE. Unfortunately, there is no action from our neighbors to put the end to this conflict. But there is a very well-known reality of the world history. Sooner or later, all wars will...
Thank you very much, Mr. Roget. I'm not ambassador of the Council of the Embassy, but thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to express our views. And thank you for your honesty, for reading aloud some intentions of the Armenian side. But there is much more to that. And when you say about Minsk group, it's very important to stress that it's an OSCE Minsk group, because this conflict needs to be resolved by some principles that agreed within the OSCE. And that's why its OSCE Minsk group is paramount importance to resolving any post-Soviet conflicts. With regard to Serseng issue, Mr. Chairman, one of your experts, Ms. German, she said that this conflict began to intensify in 2014 and especially in 2016. So it is not a coincidence with the topic we are discussing that Minsk Group co-chairs reflected on Serseng issue themselves. So there was no need for any other to raise this issue. They called on sides to make steps to jointly manage the water resources. And what we faced, Azerbaijan, instead of engaging into meaningful dialogue, decided to bring up this issue to the Council of Europe Parliamentary Assembly. It started in 2014, 2015 they discussed, and it got to the point when the Armenian delegation to the Council of Europe, PASE, they mentioned that this Azerbaijan need this for the provocation, for cover-up of the military aggression. And it prompted the Minsk group to come up with a statement devoted specifically to this issue. They said that any parliamentary assembly is unacceptable. Sorry,
we are not talking here about the Council of Europe and its resolution. We are speaking about European Union. You are a guest in the Parliament of European Union.
But it's very important to know, everybody should know that the rapporteur of that resolution never visited Serseng Reservoir. Never visited Armenia, but she visited Baku, which is hundreds of kilometers away, 2 times. But the main problem is
thank you very much. Thank you very much. But you are insisting to speak about something which is not the subject of this conference.
Your invitation says that you are willing to take up initiative of the Council of Europe, but this resolution goes much beyond the technical and humanitarian issues. It says things pertaining
excuse me, I will stop you here because you're trying to speak about something which is not the subject of this conference. I know that your position about the Council of Europe resolution. I have mentioned it in your statement, your memo, but we did not come here to discuss somebody else's resolutions. We are speaking about the confidence building initiative regarding the Serseng. So I'm sorry, I have to stop here, and please you respect the rules of parliamentary democracy. Who wants the...
Mr. Chairman, I would like to come back to the speech of Mr.
Please take into the consideration that we are running out of time.
Just 2 minutes. Yeah. I would like to come back to the speech of Mr. Savuk and Mr. Deputy Ambassador of Armenia. Mr. Savuk said in his speech that in case of common management of the Serseng water reservoir, would the population like the EU to be involved in this interaction between Armenia and Azerbaijan about Serseng? Of course, any kind of EU involvement in cooperation between 2 sides are always accepted by Azerbaijan, at least I'm sure. And Azerbaijan declared many times that it accepts with pleasure a contribution of all institutions, international organizations, including European Union, which is the most closest institution for us. We are in European territory, in European area, and we are the full members, both countries, the full members of the Council of Europe. About money who will invest, it was exactly similar to the question of a participant, of a gentleman. Of course, EU could invest, I don't doubt about that, but as a legal owner of the reservoir, Azerbaijan is ready always to invest money if there is any possibility to have an access there. we would manage it, we would repair it, we would invest enough money to bring it to order to serve for the population. It doesn't matter for the Armenian population or for Azerbaijani population. It must serve for the population. It was the initial aim of construction, and it is the aim of Azerbaijani government today also. I thank, first of all, Mr. Deputy Ambassador of Armenia for his vision. But the truth is that the experts, when it was discussed within Council of Europe, within the Parliamentary Assembly, the experts addressed many times to Armenian authorities to come to be allowed to the area while preparing their report. But unfortunately, they haven't been allowed to go to the area. That's why they came to Baku, and they went from Azerbaijani side and they visited all 6 districts around Serseng water reservoir. But on the other side, Armenia and Azerbaijan are full members of the Council of Europe. That's why to discuss this issue within Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, I think it's more than acceptable, and it's the right place, right way to do it. If we want to build a confidence between the sides, and if we accept that there must be an intermediator, the EU, European Council, we think, would be the best intermediaries in this conflict in confidence building measures. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you very much. Irina Bilaran, Consul at the Armenian Embassy. First, before, I would like to make a very short comment to what has been said by distinguished member of the Milli Meclis.
You will first of all ask the questions to the panelists, not to
very much related to what
because
I would ask.
Your colleague already had a speech. Now you
this
are
is not a
asking
speech.
questions.
This is just
Please
a comment. Yes, I just wanted to echo what the member of the parliament said about the repairs work and maintenance. I have to say that all the repairs work and maintenance have been carried out from 1993 and the last in a timely manner. And the last one was done, if I'm not mistaken, in 2011 and 2013 by international engineers. So, and it is noteworthy that any emergency situation, there is no single emergency situation in the Serseng Dam that may pose a threat to the environment and to the people affected. So, and now I'm coming to my question. So we all said that confidence building measures are very important, and we agree to that. And I should say that in 2001, the Nagorno-Karabakh authorities came up with a proposal for a joint management of the water. And the last one, as you rightly noted, was in 2014 by Minsk Group, and all these proposals were rejected by the Azeri sides. But of course we agree, and two Armenian sides agree that these confidence building measures, including Serseng water management, are very necessary and essential for the people affected by the war and living on along the line of contact, let's say like that. But do you agree that time has come to do it in a status-neutral approach, to engage with the authorities of Nagorno-Karabakh, who control the Serseng reservoir, and Armenia doesn't control, it has nothing to do with Serseng reservoir. Without making
you are aware
political
that you are now
statements.
spreading
Okay.
propaganda.
Please
take the filter.
Without making political statements, okay. Because you said that we do it in a status-neutral approach. We don't discuss status. So do you agree that time has come to do it to provide a pragmatic approach, to create some pragmatic solutions, which includes, of course, engagement with people, with society of Nagorno-Karabakh? Thank you.
People and society is fine. We in the European Parliament, we are able to discuss burning and complicated issues if there is a goodwill and a readiness to to contribute on a constructive way. I think that the Serseng Dam and the suffering of the local population is a classical case where we can do something in order to achieve and to produce new type of dialogue, an open-minded dialogue, and to build up the confidence building between the people. Of course, this is the problem which affects the relations between Azerbaijan and Armenia. It has its local consequences, of course, and the problem itself has to be dealt according to the rules of international law. It is clear. But we wanted to limit our ambitions today to the how to open the way for a solution of this problem of supply with water of the local population, and then through this first success, then open the way to the negotiated settlement of the entire problem of Nagorno-Karabakh according to international law, and on that way also to reinforce the stability and prospect of the region. All the countries of Caucasus are either negotiating or have already an agreement with the European Union. We want them to be able to solve also problems between them in the sense of the values of European Union, which are our common values. So this is the way to the peace and in understanding.
I thank the organizers for bringing up the issue around the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. It is a very acute area in the region and in Europe. So it's important to keep attention and to keep information sharing with the international community about the conflict. Whether it achieved its goals, well, it depends how you define the goals, but the main purpose, I think, was to bring different opinions and different views together and try to see whether there are connecting points in this debate.
Hal-hazırda Serseng su anbarının texniki vəziyyəti olduqca acınacaqlıdır. Serseng su anbarı 93-cü ildən sonra peşəkar şəkildə ona texniki xidmət göstərilməyib və bu su anbarının xidmət etməli olduğu ərazidə yaşayan insanlar və bu təxminən yarım milyon əhali deməkdir. Onlar Serseng su anbarından düzgün istifadə etməkdən məhrum ediliblər. Bu əhali həm içməli sudan, həm irriqasiya üçün nəzərdə tutulmuş suvarma sularından da məhrum olunublar və bütün bunlar Ermənistan, Azərbaycanın ərazilərini, o cümlədən Serseng su anbarının yerləşdiyi ərazinin də işğal etməsinin faktiki nəticələridir və biz bu faktları bir daha Avropalı həmkarlarımızın, Avropalı qeyri-hökumət təşkilatlarının, Avropa siyasətçilərinin nəzərinə çatdırmaq istədik və elə hesab edirəm ki, konferans öz məqsədinə çatdı.